Yo, what up, good people? I'm Elza PRNM. Today, we gonna talk about the Chicago Sky, how they performed in 2025. I'm about to get on the front office, the coaching staff, and all the players that suited up in the Chicago Sky jersey in 2025. And I want to start with the coach in front office. They had one of the worst off seasons in WNBA history. After firing Coach T. Spoon, you hire Tyler Marsh from the Aces, you sign Courtney Vandersloot where the worst thing happened, she get injured and she's out for the whole season. You traded Lindsay Allen for Rebecca Allen. You traded Dana Evans, who now playing in the WNBA Finals, didn't want to give her a chance to start. Traded the third pick for Ariel Atkins. That third pick ended up being Sonia Citron, who had a more productive year than Ariel Atkins. Proceeded to go 10-34. Upset your star player Angel Reese, suspend her for comments about a garbage team where she didn't even exclude herself from playing bad, even though she the only one out there that's showing up and producing. No consistent point guard, just a hot mess from top to bottom. Wouldn't nobody blame Angel Reese if she requested a trade away from his team with the way they treated her. In the 14 games without Angel Reese, this team went 1-13. Tyler Marsh didn't do nothing to stop the bleeding. He couldn't find a consistent rotation out there. The team was second to last on offense, first in turnovers, and last in steals. So you get a ball up, but you can't get it back and you can't score. On top of that, you drafted Asia Sivka, another big who didn't even come over and play, but when she do, she gonna eat up minutes from Angel and Kamilla, so make it make sense. I honestly don't think that Tyler Marsh is a good head coach. He ain't really make no adjustments. He wasn't running no plays, no defensive schemes to make me say, yeah, he really out there coaching it up. I'm pretty sure they're gonna probably give him another year, but if it was me, I would go in another direction. Now, this past season, 14 players suited up for Chicago, and I'm going up from the players who played the least amount of games to who played the most amount of games. Starting with Marquesha Davis. She only played in 2 games for Chicago. She ain't have no chemistry with no player out there, so she was just out there chucking up shots, went 1 of 6 and didn't really get a second chance. Next, with 5 games played, Moriah Jefferson. Mo played in 5 games, started in 1. Another subpar year. That's 2 straight years of bad ball from Mo. I think this is the last year we'll see her in the WNBA. I hope I'm wrong, but that's just my opinion. Next, with 7 games played, Courtney Vandersloot. Started the season at age 36, tore up her knee just 7 games into the year. The team was 2-5 in her 7 starts, averaged 10 points and 5 assists. She already said she's coming back next year, so that's something we can look forward to. Now let's talk about Sevgi Uzun, who played 18 games for Chicago, averaged 3 points, shot 18% from 3, so not the production they was expecting. Moving on to Maddy Westbeld, she played in 26 games for Chicago, shot 40% from 3, which is higher than what she shot at Notre Dame. Got to get stronger on defense, but a pretty decent rookie year given the circumstances. She averaged 4 points and 2 rebounds. Now let's talk about Hailey Van Lith. 29 games played, very disappointing year given all the hype. Averaged 3 points, shot 16% from 3. And the same thing I said at LSU, just no confidence, got cooked on defense, turnover machine, makes bad passes, takes bad shots. And I don't know if Hailey Van Lith will ever live up to the hype, but I hope she can because she certainly is a fan favorite. Now, let me talk about Angel Reese, who played in 30 games for Chicago, averaged 14 points, 12 rebounds on 46% from the field, up from the 39% she shot in her rookie year. broke Tina Charles' record for recording the most double-doubles by a player in her first 2 seasons with 49. In 29 of the 30 games she played, she had 9 or more rebounds. The year wasn't perfect though. She had a lot of turnovers, got herself suspended for too many texts, and for comments detrimental to the team, so still some things to work on. But I think this was another very productive year from Angel in a multitude of ways. Still top 5 in jersey steals, still led the league in rebounds after missing 14 games, had her signature shoes sell out on the first day in all sizes, which is bigger than any basketball accomplishment. So this is the wrong player to hate on. She gonna keep coming back stronger and stronger anytime y'all keep trying to put her down. Now let's talk about Ariel Atkins. She played in 34 games for Chicago, started all of them, shot 44% from the field, 36% from 3. She averaged 13 points a game, which was down from the 15 that she averaged last year in Washington. Now, to be fair to her, she took a lot of bad threes at the end of the clock because the team ain't had nothing going. They kind of brought her in to be the primary scorer, and if we evaluating her based on that, she didn't do what she was supposed to do. I think the team can get a better player, but I wouldn't be upset if the team brought her back. Now let's talk about Kamilla Cardoso, who played in 40 games for Chicago. Point average went up from 9 to 13, 8.5 rebounds, 53% from the field. I think Kamilla can still get a whole lot better. I miss the chemistry she had with Kennedy Carter. They need to get another player like that who can contribute and really break the back of the defense. Because if you remember, Kamilla and Kennedy was like peanut butter and jelly on the court. They mixed real good. And that brings me to another point about why I didn't like Tyler Marsh. He didn't use her right. He was sitting up there trying to post her up. And yeah, that might have worked in college when the players wasn't as big, but Kamilla ain't never been that type of player. She is at her best when somebody is driving the ball and dumping it down to her and she can finish around the basket like no other. And on the other end of the floor, we already know she's Defensive Player of the Year worthy. A top 5 rim protector in the league already. Moving on now to Michaela Onyenwere, played in 42 games for Chicago, started in 22, averaged 6 points on 42% from the field, 35% from 3. This was her second season in Chicago, and I would definitely like to see her back for a third one. Chemistry should mean something to y'all Chicago front office. You can't keep changing the locker room every year. Bring her back, but bring in some better players around her. Now let's talk about Elizabeth Williams. Played in 42 games for Chicago, started in 15. Her third straight season in Chicago, had a very good year, averaged 8 points and 5 rebounds on 48% shooting. And my favorite thing about Liz is she was the only player that came out and had Angel Reese's back after all the other crybaby teammates said they felt some type of way about her comments. So respect to Liz for understanding the grind and understanding all the pressure that Angel Reese had on her and that she wasn't meaning no harm to y'all as teammates. And before I move on to the next player, let me just say this. A'ja Wilson earlier in the year told her teammates to not show up to practice because you're not needed or not wanted here. No backlash, no crybaby teammates, but Chicago want to be mad at Angel Reese for saying she not accepting this another year? Why are you hurt by that? I know y'all remember the famous clip of Kobe Bryant in practice talking to his GM and coach saying y'all got me in here with these players that soft as Charmin. He also famously said, "I'm in a shootout with butter knives," referring to how bad his teammates were. Like, it's not the first time a star player said that they team suck. And look at the record, 1-13 without her on the court, 10-34 overall. Like, what you want her to do, and lie and say the team is playing good and she can't wait to have another year like this next year? Hell no, I'm not accepting this, and if it ain't gonna get better, then I'm out of here. She winning too much at life to be on a loser team. Let's be for real. Let me keep it moving. We only got a couple players left. Let's talk about Rebecca Allen now, who played in 44 games, started in 17, averaged 5 points, shot 31% from 3 and 61% from the line. So didn't spread the floor like we was expecting. Next, I want to talk about Kia Nurse. I found one of the weirdest stats about Kia Nurse, and I'm going to get to it real soon. But first, she played in all 44 games, started 18, averaged 7 points on 33% from the field. But this is the crazy stat. Minus 1 year in Phoenix in 2021, where that team went to the WNBA Finals. These are the finishing records of the teams that Kia Nurse played on going back 6 seasons. In 2018, she played on the New York Liberty. They went 7-27. In 2019, she played on the New York Liberty. They went 10-24. In 2020, she played on the New York Liberty. They went 2-20. In 2023, she played on Seattle Storm. They went 11-29. In 2024, she played for the Sparks. They went 8-32. And this past year, she played for the Chicago Sky, and they went 10-34. So again, minus that 1 year in Phoenix, she played on the worst teams in WNBA history. Last player we're going to talk about today, Rachel Banham, played in all 44 games, career high 33 starts, career high 9 points, got cooked on defense, but she is a really good shooter. I would bring her back as a reserve, but not as a starting point guard again. That's all the players. A season to forget for Chicago. Let's hope they get a high draft pick and get into the Flau'jae Olivia Miles sweepstakes. Otherwise, we might be looking at another bad season in 2026. But that's all I got for you guys today. I hope you all enjoyed the show and can't wait to talk again. I'm Els for PRNM.